Hello.
All right,
Today we're going to read Proverbs 24.
25 and 26.
We'll take turns.
Yes, from the Passion Translation.
Yes.
On the farm.
Yeah. Okay. Proverbs 24. Don't envy the wealth of the wicked or crave their company, for they're obsessed with causing trouble, and their conversations are corrupt. Wise people are builders. They build families, businesses, communities, and through intelligence and insight, their enterprises are established and endure. Because of their skilled leadership, the hearts of people are filled with the treasures of wisdom and the pleasures of spiritual wealth. Wisdom can make anyone into a mighty warrior, and revelation knowledge increases strength. Wise strategy is necessary to wage war, and with many astute advisors, you'll see the path to victory more clearly. Wisdom is a treasure too lofty, for a quarreling fool. They'll have motives to say when leaders gather together. There is one who makes plans to do evil. Master Schemer is his name. If you plan to do evil, it's as wrong as doing it. And everyone detests a troublemaker. And if you faint when under pressure, you have need of courage. Go and rescue the perishing. Be their savior. Why would you stand back and watch them stagger to their death? Why would you say, but it's none of my business? The one who knows you completely and judges your every motive is also the keeper of souls, and not just yours. He sees through your excuses and holds you responsible for failing to help those whose lives are threatened. Revelation knowledge is a delicacy, sweet like flowing honey that melts in your mouth. Eat as much of it as you can, my friend, for then you will perceive what is true wisdom. Your future will be bright, and this hope living within you will never disappoint you. Listen up, you wicked, irreverent ones. Don't harass the lovers of God, and don't invade their resting place, for the lovers of God may suffer adversity and stumble 7 times, but they will continue to rise over and over again. But the unrighteous are brought down by just one calamity and will never be able to rise again. Never gloat when your enemy meets disaster, and don't be quick to rejoice if he falls. For the Lord who sees your heart will be displeased with you, and you will pray and will pity your foe. Don't be angry, offended over evildoers, or be agitated by them. For the wicked have no life and no future. Their light of life will die out. My child, stand in awe of the Lord Jehovah. Give counsel to others, but don't mingle with those who are rebellious, for sudden destruction will fall upon them, and their lives will be ruined in a moment, and who knows what retribution they will face. Those enlightened with wisdom have spoken these proverbs. Judgment must be impartial, for it is always wrong to be swayed by a person's status. If you say to the guilty, you are innocent, the nation will curse you and the people will revile you. But when you convict the guilty, the people will thank you and reward you with favor. Speaking honestly is the sign of true friendship. Go ahead, build your career, and give yourself to your work. But if you put me first, you'll see your family build up. Why would you be a false accuser and slander with your words? Don't ever spitefully say, I'll get even with him. I'll do him what he did to me. One day I passed by the field of a lazy man and noticed the vineyards of a slacker. I observed nothing but thorns, weeds, and broken down walls. So I considered their lack of wisdom and pondered the lessons I could learn from this. Professional work habits prevent poverty from becoming your permanent business partner. And if you put off until tomorrow the work you should do today, tomorrow never seems to come.
Wow.
Now, that's enough for today.
Well, for right now. We have 25 and 26.
On to Ellen.
That's right. Proverbs 26. I'm 25. I'm only on 25. Solomon's Proverbs, published by the scribes of King Hezekiah. God conceals the revelation of his word in the hiding place of his glory. Oh my gosh. That's good right there.
Yeah.
God conceals the revelation of his word in the hiding place of his glory.
He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Yeah.
But the honor of kings is revealed by how they thoroughly search out the deeper meaning of all that God says. The heart of a king is full of understanding, like the heavens are high and the ocean is deep. If you burn away the impurities from silver, a sterling vessel will emerge from the fire. And if you purge corruption from the kingdom, a king's reign will be established in righteousness. Don't boast in the presence of a king or promote yourself by taking a seat at the head table and pretend that you're someone important. For it's better for the king to say to you, "Come, you should sit at the head table," than for him to say in front of everyone, "Please, get up and move. You're sitting in the place of a prince." Don't be hasty to file a lawsuit by starting something you wish you hadn't. You could be humiliated when you lose your case. Don't reveal another person's secret just to prove a point in an argument, or you could be accused of being a gossip and gain a reputation for being one who betrays the confidence of a friend. Winsome words spoken at just the right time are as appealing as apples gilded in gold and surrounded with silver. To humbly receive wise correction adorns your life with beauty and makes you a better person. A reliable, trustworthy messenger refreshes the heart of his master, like a gentle breeze blowing at harvest time, cooling the sweat from his brow. Clouds that carry no water and a wind that brings no refreshing rain, that's what you're like when you boast of a gift that you don't have. Wow. Use patience and kindness when you want to persuade leaders and watch them change their minds right in front of you. For your gentle wisdom will quell the strongest resistance when you resistance, period. When you discover something sweet, don't overindulge and eat more than you need, for excess in anything can make you sick of even a good thing. Don't wear out your welcome by staying too long at the home of your friends, or they may get fed up with you always having you there and wish you hadn't come. Lying about and slandering people are as bad as hitting them with a club, or wounding them with an arrow, or stabbing them with a sword. You can't depend on an unreliable person when you really need help. It can be compared to biting down on an abscessed tooth or walking with a sprained ankle. When you sing a song of joy to someone suffering in the deepest grief and heartache, it can be compared to disrobing in the middle of a blizzard or rubbing salt in a wound. Is your enemy hungry? Buy him lunch. Win him over with your kindness. Your surpassing generosity will awaken his conscience, and God will reward you with favor. As the north wind brings a storm, saying things you shouldn't brings a storm to any relationship. It's better to live all alone in a rundown shack than to share a castle with a crabby spouse.
That's 3 times you've been reminded.
Like a drink of cool water to a weary, thirsty soul. So hearing good news revives the spirit. When a lover of God gives in and compromises with wickedness, it can be compared to contaminating a stream with sewage or polluting a fountain. It's good to eat sweet things, but you can take too much. It's good to be honored, but to seek words of praise is not honor at all. If you live without restraint and are unable to control your temper, you're as helpless as a city with broken down defenses, open to attack.
Good word.
That is a good word.
Proverbs 26. It is totally out of place to promote and honor a fool, just like it's out of place to have snow in the summer and rain at harvest time. An undeserved curse will be powerless to harm you. It may flutter over you like a bird, but it will find no place to land. Guide a horse with a whip, direct a donkey with a bridle, and lead a rebellious fool with beating on his backside. Don't respond to the words of a fool with more foolish words, or you will become foolish as he. Instead, if you're asked a silly question, answer it with words of wisdom, so the fool doesn't think he's so clever. If you choose a fool to represent you, you're asking for trouble. It will be as bad for you as cutting off your own feet. You can never trust the word of a fool, just like a crippled man can't trust his legs to support him. Give honor to a fool and watch it backfire, like a stone tied with a slingshot. The statements of a fool will hurt others, like a thorn bush brandished by the drunk. Like a reckless archer shooting arrows at random is the impatient employer who hires just any fool who comes along. Someone's going to get hurt. Fools are famous for repeating their errors, like dogs are known to return to their vomit. There's only one thing worse than a fool. And that's the smug, conceited man, always in love with his own opinions. Don't be lazy. A lazy loafer says, I can't go out and look for a job. There may be a lion out there roaming wild, in the streets, as a door is hinged to the wall. So a lazy man keeps turning over, hinged into his bed. There are some people so lazy they won't even work to feed themselves. A self-righteous person is convinced he's smarter than 7 wise counselors who tell him the truth. It's better to grab a mad dog by the ears than to meddle and interfere in a quarrel that's none of your business. The one who is caught lying to his friend and says, I didn't mean it, I was only joking, can be compared to a madman, randomly shooting off deadly weapons. It takes fuel to have a fire. A fire dies down when you run out of fuel. So quarrels disappear when the gossip ends, and fuel to the fire and blaze goes on. So add an argumentative man to the mix, and you'll keep strife alive. Gossip is so delicious, and how we love to swallow it, for slander is easily absorbed into our innermost being. Smooth talk can hide a corrupt heart, just like a pretty glaze covers a cheap clay pot. Kind words can be a cover to conceal hatred of others, for hypocrisy loves to hide behind flattery. So don't be drawn in by a hypocrite, for his gracious speech is a charade, nothing but a masquerade covering his hatred and evil on parade. Wow. Don't worry, he can't keep the mask on for long. One day his hypocrisy will be exposed before all the world. Go ahead, set a trap for others, and then watch as it snaps back to you. Start a landslide, and you'll be the one who gets crushed. Hatred is the root of slander, and insecurity the root of flattery.
Wow.
There you go.
That's it for today.
Okay. Good work.